Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. So on this one I have my Mini R50. This is a 2001, and I'm gonna be changing the oil pressure switch. And I'm not changing it because I have a problem. I'm just changing it because, well, I don't have a problem with the switch itself, but it's leaking oil from the center, from somewhere in there. It seems like they break. I have had issues with oil pressure switches in a lot of cars where they start leaking oil from the back. So I have noticed it's leaking, and I'm gonna be tackling that today. Now, it's not a particularly difficult one. That sensor is just sitting. It might be a little bit awkward to get to it, but it's sitting next to the, or sort of on the oil filter housing. So we might tackle it from down, but I'll show you. So a little bit difficult to see, but that green switch there, the green cable, it connects to this. So we need to disconnect the green cable and then take the switch out. And to take this switch, you're gonna need a deep socket for this, and I think, just get that. Okay, so I haven't got the deep socket that I was hoping to have for this. This is like a 26 mil nut, so quite big. I'm gonna try to do it with that, but I'm not sure that is going to work. And I can see I haven't really got the right tool, so I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna get the car up, and then we'll tackle the first, remove the connection, and then we'll try to undo that sensor. So anyway, it seems to measure 27, so it might be that it is a 27, or you might be able, I just checked my 27. My 27 goes a little bit around it. Actually it fits, but it's a bit too big. But again, I'm using, I was checking with one of these, so this style might be slightly different, and the actual socket that you use for that, it will be something like that with the sides there. So that's probably why the spanner doesn't fit, but the other side of the spanner would probably fit, only I haven't got the 27 on that side. But anyway, it is what it is. So actually, just measuring the switch with this here, I can see it says 27 mil just there. 25, 26, 27. That I just measured around this switch. Oops, there. So you might actually have to get a 27 mil socket, but like I said, if it's 27, you won't be able to buy a 26. So look for the 27. I thought I tried my 27 mil wrench, but I couldn't get it to fit in. Okay, so looking at the car from underneath here, that's where the switch, or the oil pressure switch, is sitting right up there. So and you can see that one is got a bit of a leak. It's just leaking there. Now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that with that wrench, but we'll see. Another thing is there is a little red connection on that switch. You can just about see it. There's a little red tab on the side, and that tab, you need to push it out a little bit in order to be able to open the green clip there. So if you don't move that red tab, you can't quite press the little clip on the side, which then doesn't allow you to remove that green plug. So I actually, from the top, I reached down with my hand and I pushed that little red tab out a little bit already. So that was the easiest way to do it. The red tab there out a little bit, then you'll be able to press this green, you'll be able to remove this green clip basically. So, but if that is pushed in, then you won't be able to remove it. So that's just something to bear in mind. So I can see this clip is broken actually. This part of my switch, from this point, I can see it's broken. It should be going back a little bit, and there should be a little clip here that you can press so you can pull this out. In this case, it's broken, and that's why this came out quite easily. But you definitely need to push this red tab back, and in order to be able to press the clip. So now I'm going to attempt to remove that switch with this wrench. Also, one thing to remember is once you remove this switch, some oil will drip from there. Not a lot, but some will. And I think I'm just being able to remove it with these. Okay, so I got the new switch in, and now I'm going to tighten it. I'm gonna have to use my same wrench, but I will put I found some information about the torque set for that switch. So you just have to be careful not to over tighten it, because you can damage the housing there. So I haven't got the readings right now. I think it was about 20 Newton meters, but I'll double check and I'll put it on the video. Okay, so I think that's as far as I'm going to go. Obviously if I need to tighten it a little bit more I will, but we'll test it now. So I'll get the car running and see if there's any oil dripping out of there. So I'll get my switch back in there. Okay, so as far as changing that sensor, that's more or less how it needs to be done, but you'll be much better off if you have the actual socket for the sensor. So I haven't got the socket, and it's taking me an extra long time to do it. So now I'm gonna get the car started, because some of the oil that's come out of there belongs to the it's in the filter housing. So filter housing has to refill with oil, and then we can check if there's any oil leaking. Okay, so got the car running, and I have no leaks. Now, just one thing to mention, I could have carried on screwing that oil pressure switch with that wrench. It felt very easy to carry on. At the end of the day, I could tighten it a little bit more if need be, but there's no oil coming out of there at all, and there's no oil coming out the actual switch, the back of the pressure switch either, which is good news, because that's the problem I was having. A little bit of a better view there. So now we can just kind of clean the area a little bit here, and we might need to top up a little bit of oil, because the oil that comes out from there is in the housing, and usually the housing may carry 300 mils or sometimes up to half a liter. So just check your oil level and top it up a little bit. I'm gonna do that next. But as far as changing the switch with a different approach, because I didn't have the correct tool, that's one way of doing it. But you'll be better off with a dip socket. So a dip socket is something like this, quite long, so it can go on top of this plastic cover and all the way down onto the nut there. So that's what a deep socket is, because the other sockets are small sockets, so you couldn't get a small socket all the way down. That's why we need a deep one. And this one is for a spark plug, so it's just an example, but it's not even this one is not big enough, obviously. So if you look online, Google or something, you can find deep socket for oil pressure switch, and this is around 26 mils, and because this wrench I have here is a 24 mil, and that 24 wouldn't fit. And then I have a 27 mil, which was a little bit too big, so it does seem like this is a 26 mil. And besides, you can get all that information online. So having said all of that, and having finished the replacement, I hope this video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.